guess the question of whether OG could be assertive enough and take over the game in the fourth quarter was certainly answered there tonight. That 2 finishes were just what's needed, right?
Yeah. And again, I think you probably saw him midway through the fourth getting clearance and getting some pretty good shots that weren't going in, and he wanted them to go in so bad, and he started willing those ones in. He made a couple really good hard cuts in a row that was really good execution by everybody involved in that part of those plays, got him going a little bit. But one play he made where he went in and I think he kind of tried to dunk it, got denied, and sprung up again and tipped it in with his left hand on the other side of the rim. That was really something. But good job by him scoring down the stretch. Good team effort tonight.
We talked all season about Chris Boucher's energy. Tonight that we really turned the game in that first half, and then I think you played him 22 minutes in the second half. Talk about his
That sounds about right. Yeah, I just you said it, Doug. He was really a spark plug there in the first half when we got off to such a really slow start. So that got us some confidence going. I like to bring him off the bench, but I just decided to start him in the second, just to give them a different look of maybe what they had planned on going at our defense. Just rolled the dice, and he came out right away and impacted the start of the second half too, which we need once in a while.
Was there any surprise from you when they elected basically to keep Doncic out there for all but the last 40 seconds of the third quarter, and any hesitation to keep OG out there with them for the whole time?
Well, was I surprised? Not that surprised. I think that he just did this in the last game. He played, I think, 20 straight until the game got a little bit, maybe I think, out of reach for them against Boston. So we knew that he has done that, stayed in, played the whole third and started the fourth. But I thought they weren't going to do it tonight, so we did make the sub in the quarter break, but we're not gonna relent against it, right? When he stayed, we our idea was to keep OG matched up with him all night.
For OG to have that, I mean, plenty of help, but to have that assignment and to be able to get on the glass, run, initiate the occasional possession, I mean, his conditioning must be okay?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to sleep good tonight, right? That's for sure. He was out a lot of minutes, a lot of work, a lot of denying, the ball back. But you're right, he did get a lot of help and stuff too. So, but it was good to let him go toe-to-toe with one of the league's best, and good that he could make the plays on the other end at the same time.
Just related to that, both games against you guys, season low for him for shots. What do you make of, for Luka, 15 shots, and happens to be both times you guys have played?
Well, I think he was making the right plays, right? I mean, we sent a lot of double teams at him, and you're not going to shoot too many with two guys on you. I mean, he did split a few and get away, and he did go around a few and get away and still got some shots up, but he made the right plays.
Coach, you talk a lot about, when a guy's not playing for a while, you usually say to him, like, your time will come around, we need you, for the full season. You got a lot out of Juancho tonight. What do you think that says about just the fact that he's been sticking to it and, been playing a lot recently?
Yeah, he's given us a guy that knows how to play at both ends, right? He may not be the greatest individual defender in the world, and teams try to bring him into some situations to go at him and stuff, but we've kind of tried to build in some schemes, or we have built in some schemes to try to combat that. But, what he's doing are things that maybe don't show up. I know those big cuts to the rim that he gets a dump off and lays them in, or people see those, but he's really getting his hands on the ball, even if it's a little bit, tipping passes to slow him down. He had 2 or 3 kick balls tonight, I think, and those are plays, man, that stop a roll going down the lane, and they have to take it out sideline again. So just makes a lot of little plays, and what I really like is he looks like he's gonna shoot them when they come to him and make them now. You know what I mean? Like when it swung around to him tonight, you felt like that's going in, and that's a big step.
Before that, I know we talked about him a little bit yesterday, but today, like, he had a huge game and kept him in when he had those 5 fouls. Just his
Who's that?
Thad.
Yeah.
Just kind of how you saw him impacted. Was there any hesitation of you?
No, I didn't think he got off to a very good start, right? He had one of those nights where he wasn't handling the ball very well early on, right? And so it was kind of like we moved fairly quick off him early, and then I thought he settled in his next stint, and then it really wasn't much of a choice. I give Khem Birch a lot of credit. I thought he was super impactful, some rolls, some dunks, some floaters, and some tough defense as well. But again, I think the Thad Rancho thing was just those guys have got the experience to execute all the stuff that's going on out there.
What do you make of Gary's night? I mean, he's still struggling with the shot, but it seemed like he was a little bit more active in the second quarter.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought he did attack the ball and he made some plays defensively. I don't think I was planning on leaving him out that entire stretch, right? I think it was time to, he was struggling from the field a little bit. It was time to, look at something else. And then we found the guys, right? They just played so well, that group. And there was several conversations about getting him back in the game, right? But it just kind of never got there. Finally, I think we were down to about 3:41 or something in our last time, thinking this is our last chance to maybe sneak him back in. We thought we might need some offense generation from him. Some just, is getting pretty tough and physical, and somebody just to create a shot on their own, which he can do, but not tonight. But it's okay. He's been off for a while, and I think even though he didn't shoot it very well tonight, he was better defensively, and this should help him get back in the swing of things a little bit.
After the Brooklyn game,
questions, Fred is ready to say.
After the Brooklyn game, you're saying how kind of they didn't execute the game plan kind of how you guys wanted. How do you feel they executed?
It was done very well tonight. We had a lot of stuff going on out there, as you guys could see, and most of it got done really well. I mean, they did a nice job to start with and throwing some kind of funky alignments at us when we were blitzing. As you guys saw, there was some guys standing wide open in the corner there early in the game. Those were just interesting formations, and we had to just adjust to them and figure out how we were going to rotate to that formation. We finally figured it out.
But it's been a kind of a fits and start season for you. Play a bunch, sit out a couple, play a bunch, sit out a couple. How do you get into the rhythm as quickly as you did tonight after not being out there for a few days? Like, how do you just sort of get back in the flow of the game?
Just chuck them up there. You know me. I'm just going to shoot them and figure the rest out. It was a little ugly there to start. Looked a little rusty, felt a little rusty, but it's tough. It's been a tough start for me individually, but you just got to trust the work and trust the plan of the season. I understand that, there's highs and lows, and we hit a little bit of adversity here early, but it's November, about to be December, we'll be fine. So I thought it was a great win for us, great team effort. You just got to try to get as many of these as you can early on in the season and continue to build and grow your team.
Is Oki getting mean enough offensively?
He's getting there. I like his aggressiveness. He's still, it's funny, the play that Chris actually hit the last bucket was supposed to go to OG. He kind of ran away from him, so I was yelling at him to go post up again. They haven't stopped you. You scored, all of those possessions. I didn't tell him, but I was out of gas, so I needed him to get the ball and score for us. But luckily, I was able to find Chris. He made a tough shot, and he's growing. He's just growing as a player and as an offensive threat for us, and he's just so strong down there. The mid-range didn't really go as much tonight, but that's a great counter that he can get to whenever he wants to. So you like to see the growth, and he's working on this game, so he continue to get better.
He's also guarding Luka on the other end. That's got to be a hell of a night, right?
Yeah, I think that's the best part about it. Being able to do it on both nights. He played 43 minutes, 26 points. He what Luka finished with. He still finished with 24 and 8, which is a bad night for him, which is crazy. But yeah, you gotta love the performance, and he's been doing it on a nightly basis, and that's what we love to see. We're gonna need that from OG going forward, so he's gonna be a big part of what we do around here.
With Pascal coming back, sounds like in the near future, is that one of the silver linings of these last few weeks? Is that OG has had this time and this opportunity to make strides and develop the way that he has?
Yeah, I think so. Just finding that rhythm and sometimes you're forced into roles in different situations that you may not otherwise get. So he's been our primary guy for the last, week, 2 weeks, and we're going to need him to have that same aggressiveness even when Pascal gets back. It's just different threats, and he may not draw the best defensive assignment when Pascal gets back, so we'll have weaker guys on him. We'll be able to exploit mismatches, and just, I just love his approach to the game and just laying everything out there on the line. He's coming in early, working on his game. He's been a complete pro this year, and I'm just proud of him and how far he's come as a player.
With that shot by Chris there, even though it wasn't supposed to be for him, you passed Alvin on the Raptors assist list, so you're now 4th. Like, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot, It means that I'm starting to stick around here a little bit. I think that's all those records mean is how long you can stick around on the same team, as you try to climb those charts. But shout out to Alvin. That's my guy. So I don't know where I'm at on the rankings, but, just for a guy that's considered a ball hog, I think it's pretty good. So I'll keep climbing the list and see how far I can get.
So the best you've seen Chris play?
Did you see him in the G League? Yeah, come on, he was like box office. But no, he's been on a roll, man. He's like, when he's playing good, he's playing great. He has a couple stinkers here and there, but 36 minutes, 22 and 13. He's been an incredible spark plug for us, and I don't know if he could play Dallas a couple times a week. He might be an all-star. I don't know. But he's been great. You got to give him credit and just being able to show up every night and give us a spark off the bench.
Luka had a couple passes where he was, kind of really showing off, doing the behind the back, all sorts of things. What's it like when you're on the court and you see like a highlight reel play like that? What kind of goes through your head in those moments?
Nothing. That's like, it really doesn't do anything while you're in the action of the game. I think you just try to stick to the game plan on a guy like that. You come up with a scheme, and I hope he has an off night. He's probably got a case for best player in the league right now. He's just been on a tear this year. So obviously you got a tremendous respect for him. I thought OG did a great job just crowding him, and obviously we sent doubles at him all night. So he's a special player, and he always makes the right reads. But highlight plays don't really do anything for us while we're out there. That's more, for the fans.
You spoke about a spark off the bench. I just want to talk about the energy Pascal has been bringing and how much you can hear him. So the time he's out there giving the refs looks, he's in there every moment.
He's doing it all, man. I know it's like he can't be on the court, but he's getting close, and he keeps tiptoeing that line over there. I saw him dancing, I think, tonight. He's always yelling at the refs. He yells more at the refs when he doesn't play, obviously, than when he does play. But he's leading the charge over there on the bench, just being involved and being vocal and just supporting our team. And that's what makes him so great. He's just such a selfless guy.
How does this compare with how dominant you were in the G League? Fred was mentioning that.
It's not even close. In the G League, I was, like you said, must-see TV. I was able to do a lot of different things, and I know the ball was coming to me and all that, so it's not the same, but it definitely feels good. It's a lot better in the NBA than G League.
This run, is it the consistency maybe you're so happy with? Just game in, game out, you're able to deliver really solid numbers.
It's just, knowing to go into the game, what I need to do, and being able to do it every game, bring the same energy and all that. That's something that I've, wanted to do for a long time, and having the energy to do it is another thing. So it just feels good. Obviously I'm really good in my mind. My family's good, everything's good. So it's a lot easier to focus on basketball and get better every game.
You played 22, 23 minutes in the second half. Can you imagine playing all 24 like OG did while guarding Luka?
Yeah, he should have get another meme like I had, like one of them when he's tired, to be honest with you.
Chris, Fred called you the spark off the bench. So how does it feel when you hear your leaders calling you that?
No, it feels good, to be honest with you, and he's been really, on me to just trying to get better, and, I'm one of the guy off the bench that has a little bit of experience and all that, so he's definitely making me realize that every game, and when I do dumb stuff, he's definitely telling me, so it's definitely good to have that.
Chris, you had that moment where you were hyping up the crowd late in the game. What's that like to be able to get, 18,000 people start screaming, I guess?
Oh, it's amazing, to be honest with you. Like just the crowd and playing in Toronto is definitely a special thing that, when you could get them involved in the game, it feels like a sixth player. We're saying that all the time. So I just wanted them to show that we're happy that they're there and they're cheering us out. Even though we're, the ups and downs, they're always there. They always come and cheer out. So just wanted to give a little bit of love back.
Congrats on the win. Were you surprised when Luka stayed out there for the fourth and what that meant for you?
Yeah, I thought he was going to sit, but he was out there, so I wanted to be out there too.
What does it feel like at the end of a game where you have the main defensive assignment with a guy who's so heavy? I mean, even if he didn't take so many shots, has the ball for so long, and you have to do what you have to do on offense too. What does it feel like at the end of the game?
Just have to stay on high alert. Know that the ball's going to him. Know that you're probably going to get screened. Then you have to fight over. Just always staying ready, be on a high alert. So definitely have to have a lot of focus.
Knowing that a guy like that is going to put up his numbers, what do you look at the end of it to sort of tell yourself that you as a team did a good job on him? Are you looking at points? Are you looking at field goal attempts?
Field goal attempts for sure, because he's going to get some up. He's going to make some tough shots. He's a great player. That's what he's going to do. So just trying to limit his shots.
Apparently he said he thinks you're one of the... He was asked why he helped you up after the block, and he said he knocked you down by accident, and he thinks you're one of the nicest guys in the league, doesn't trash talk. So do you have anything nice to say about him?
He's one of the nicest guys in the league too. He doesn't trash talk either, so...
OG, how do you think that this stretch here over the last few weeks where you've been largely the number one option and been treated like the number one option by opposing defenses, how do you think that this is going to help you once Pascal comes back?
Just going to help me grow, just help me read the game, help it slow down the game for me, just make the right reads, and then when Pascal comes back, I'll be better able to help him and help the team win games, so.
As much work as you put in during the summers and during the seasons, a lot of these things are things you can only learn in real time, right? Like as defenses are throwing different looks at you. How much do you feel like this stretch has been a learning experience for you?
I think every game, even good games, bad games, are all learning experience. So just taking every game as it is.
And you feel like you've grown a lot over the last week or so?
For sure, yeah. I think so, for sure.
Fred mentioned that he wanted you to be an option on one of the later plays because he was tired. You had a lot of options. You had a lot of shots down the stretch, and you were guarding Luka. How in a game like that do you manage the stamina to play the whole second half, to defend him every possession like that?
I don't know. Just trying to do it, I guess. Yeah, it's definitely tough, having to pick up full court, then on offense, having to try to make stuff happen, try to make your shots, try to have the legs, do all that. So it's just mental toughness, just trying to be tough.
You're a great off-ball defender and somebody who gets a lot of steals and stuff like that. So there are other stars who take breaks off ball. Is there fun, unique ways where you can try and get an extra blow in while you're on the court? Are there places you recognize, like, I can get a breather here?
Like right now, not really. But when Scotty's out there, when Precious is out there, when Pascal's out there, when Otto's out there, yeah, definitely more so. But right now, just trying to do what I have to do.
You happy this isn't a back-to-back?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, Khem. Obviously, the first time you guys saw Dallas, you guys lost by 1. Much different story tonight. You guys battled out there. How did it feel?
I feel good, like you said, we let one slip away at their crib, and so we couldn't let it happen at our house, so I'm just happy you got the win.
And then, of course, what did you make of Fred VanVleet's return back to the team? How missed was he?
Oh, man, if we don't have Freddie, it's obvious. It's an obvious miss. He's like the heart and soul of this team, so it sucks when he's out. But we always have that next man mentality, but it definitely sucks when he's out.
And of course, just, Boucher's playing great right now. You stepped in, you contributed a few points there when needed off the bench. Just continues to get that spark. How proud of you guys are you of the guys that have had to fill bigger roles while some of the other guys are out?
I mean, I know Chris is really talented. Even though he doesn't start, I feel like sometimes he should. So I know Chris is always ready, and he always plays with a chip on his shoulder. And like you said, it's just good that, you know, guys can come off the bench and contribute because, like I said, it's always a next man up.
I saw that you got that dunk in tonight.
Yeah, right.
How'd that feel?
I felt great. You know, I'm not 100%, but I can play, so it just feels good. It feels good.